Good morning, Mohammed.
Good morning, Miss Amanda. Miss Amanda,
Yes, I'm listening.
Miss, you told me yesterday to remind the class which are the true topics to look at and study from.
Okay, thank you very much. I will point it out for them, okay? Thank
Okay,
you so much.
you're welcome.
Yes, Ragmini.
Um, there's two words, that is glossary and heading, which is not in the in which is not in the chapter we took.
I'm sorry,
Would you
can you raise your voice a little bit? I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Miss Amanda, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, there are two words, heading and glossary, that wasn't in that was not, we didn't take glossary and heading.
Yeah, we did
It's
take
written in
heading.
the
We did take heading. I can check back and see which story. It should have the story or the page number written next to it.
it has 430 on it.
1 second, I'll get the book.
Heading and glossary, we didn't take it.
Okay, guys, make sure you write your name in the chat if you did not already. And please make sure that you are close to your mic, not far from your mic. All right, we're going to first look at where you should get your topics, okay? Because evidently there was a mistake in the one that was posted in the big package with everything. So in Smart Schools, let's go here. Let's go to Smart Schools, grade 4. As soon as you open grade 4, the first thing you see are the model answers for the pages we've been doing in class together and for the homework that you're submitting. Beside it, it says updated fourth term exam topics, okay? Updated fourth term exam topics. This is the same as what is on your weekly plan. So where's the weekly plan? Go to term 4 in the weekly plan folder. This is week 35. And if we open that weekly plan, which I will open for you now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it on the desktop. So in case we have another question later, we'll have a copy here on this computer. Okay, I'm going to put this down on my desktop and we're going to open it and look at it together. Okay. Okay, so here's a list of all of your topics. Everything that's going to be on your exam is here. Everything. Okay. If it's listed here, you will find it on the exam. Here's where we added the personification and imagery. And we removed the proverbs and adages. Okay, now let's look here. Headings. Page 430. I'm opening the book next to me. You can open your book as well and look with me. Oh, it's unit 5. Headings, glossary, page 430. Okay, I don't have this page with me. This book is at school. Um, let's see. Hamza. Wahba, because you're having me on Facebook in your personal account. Wahba, can you take a picture of page 430 and send it to me?
4:30 in the language arts or in the
Reading workshop.
reading right? Okay,
Okay, please.
okay.
Thank you. All right, so we'll give that 1 second for him to take a picture and send it, and then I'll take a look to answer your question, Rugmini, okay? But let him send it for me because I don't have unit 5 here in front of me. That's all right. Now, let's see. 1 second. Let me check again. Maybe it's here. One minute. I am checking the book with you right now. I'm checking in one more place to see if I can find it. Let's see what's on page 430 further up. Main ideas, that would be stored. Okay. We will find out together right now because we are going to look at Wahba's message. Thank you, Wahba, very much. There we go. Okay, here we go, Ragmini. You see page 430? Here is heading and glossary right here. And we know that the heading are the subtitles in the story. We've taken it all year long. Okay, the headings are what explain what each section of text is about. And the glossary, what do we use the glossary for? We use it every week. What do we use the glossary for? Farah, can you tell us?
We use it for the definitions.
That's right. That's right. So the glossary is the list of definitions in the back of our book. Okay? All right. So there they both are on page 430. And we have taken them actually since grade 3. When you first started doing definitions in grade 3. And the word headings is in every expository text you have taken since grade 3, okay? All right, thank you very much, Wahba. I appreciate you being so quick and getting the picture to us. All right, now, there's one person in the waiting room, but it doesn't show that person's name. Very strange. It says that there's a person waiting in the waiting room, but there's no name. Maybe their connection is bad. Okay. All right, guys. Now, again, where did I tell you to find your topics? On your weekly plan. Like I have no touch on the computer. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, on the weekly plan. Let's go back. Again, now everything that is on your exam is on this weekly plan and the page numbers. Everything is there. Okay? Everything. So if you don't look anywhere else, take your topics for English from this weekly plan. Okay? Everything you need is here. Everything. Okay? Okay. Anybody else have another question before we continue? Make sure your names are in the chat for attendance. I don't mark anyone absent who is actually here. Okay. All right, let's get started with today's review. Now today, you're going to be doing all the explaining. Okay? You're going to explain to me what everything means. So if you want to be prepared and ready, and you should be, maybe you want to have your reading writing workshop next to you so that you can be ready to answer. And if you've forgotten something, which happens to us all from time to time, if you've forgotten something, you can check in your book. Your page numbers are listed here, okay? Yes, Muhammad.
Miss, we don't have poetry with us.
I'm sorry?
We don't have poetry, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't list poetry as one of the genres, just the imagery and the personification.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
I think, and you know, if I did this poetry, I will add it in our review, but I don't think that I did. I would have to go back and check the exam, which I don't have in front of me right now. But even if I did, we will discuss it in our review like it's there, okay? Better safe than sorry, because I can't say 100% if I remember if poetry is there or not. The day that we took off the proverbs and adages, did we add poetry in class that day? Basil, is there a reason you have your camera on? Let's see. For the sake of reviewing, we will review poetry, okay? We will review poetry for the sake of reviewing our exam. All right? When we get to the genres in the exam, you will find that what you are required to know is what each genre is about. Okay, that's what you will find on your exam. You have to know what each genre is about. So for, sorry, we did the genres already, didn't we? We did this, yeah, yesterday. So the genre of poetry, who can tell me what it's about? What is poetry? No one knows? Well, but tell us, what is poetry?
It's a story with a number of lines that may or may not rhyme.
Okay, that's right. So it's a story, or actually it's a poem. It's called a poem, but it's about expressing what? What does the author of a poem do? What does a poet write about?
His feelings or her feelings.
That's right, his feelings. That's what poetry is. Poetry is talking about your feelings. It's a way that many people use to express what they think and what they feel. That's what poetry is. Okay? So if there's any genre that lists anything about thinking and feeling, then it's going to be poetry. Okay? Any questions about poetry? Yes, Abdurrahman. Yes, Abdurrahman.
I wanted to answer.
Okay, so lower your hand after we've answered, okay? All right, so for instance, now if I'm looking at the section on the exam that has the genres, and there are 5 examples, okay? Say that there are 5, say that poetry is there. Let's say that poetry is there just for the sake of me not having it in front of me and being able to say 100% it is not. Poetry, say I don't know what that is. I am looking at my other answers and I'm choosing. When I finish choosing the answers for the other 4 that I know, there's going to be 1 answer left. Okay, so this is what we call process of elimination. You choose what you know, and then you will look at what is left. There would only be one answer left, okay? So don't worry about poetry. I don't think anybody will miss the question on the exam. Again, poetry, and I'll add it to today's list of notes. Poetry is about expressing the feelings and thoughts of the poet, okay? Any questions about poetry before we move on? Any questions about where you find your exam topics? Okay, yeah, tell us, where do we find the exam topics?
Updated exam topic in the
What did I just say was the best place to look at exam topics? What did I just say was the best place to look at exam topics? I just announced to the class.
in teacher library and
Nope, that's not what it says. That's not where it says. Not the updated. What did I tell you was the easiest place to look, Reem?
ما لسه حل الوقت حالا.
When do you cooperate with your friends? Oh, how do you
Reem. Okay, Reem, you put your hand back down. You don't want to answer? Abdurrahman, where did I say was the best place to look at term topics?
reading writing workshop.
No, I didn't. So I'm just talking to myself. No one is listening this morning. No one is listening. The same three people at the top of my list that always raise their hand to answer. Yes, Hamza, tell us, where is the best place to find your term topics?
The weekly plan.
The weekly plan. Thank you, Hamza.
You're
That is
welcome.
exactly what I said on the weekly plan. What do I have on the screen for you to help you? The weekly plan. Okay, this is the best place to find your term topics on the weekly plan for the week. Everything is listed here. Okay. All right. Now, I'm putting down your hands if you have a question. And re-raise your hand once I say, are there any questions? Because right now I just have a lot of hands up who wanted to answer, okay? Are there any questions before we start writing our notes for today? Yes, Reem?
I was mute.
I can't hear you.
I was muted. When I want to answer, I was muted and couldn't
Oh, honey,
unmute
you muted
myself.
yourself. You opened your mic and then you muted it again.
No,
Yes, honey, I saw your mic open on my screen and then you closed it. I can see the mics when they open and close. Okay, and I commented and said, Reem, you don't want to answer, you closed your mic. Yes, Reem. Hello,
hello.
you have your hand up. You had your hand up again.
No, I learned it.
Okay, all right, let's get started. I'm gonna change this, the sharing to the whiteboard or to a Word document. Let's type on a Word document today. Let's go back. Here we go. Let's type here. Okay. Everybody's going to write notes in your notebook with me. We're going to go over the topics for today, and I want you to be the teacher. Today, you're going to be the one who explains what everything means, okay? All right. Again, you don't have to raise your hand. I will call on everybody at some point, okay? All right, so let's get started. The first thing on our list for today is Tuesday. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is problem. Okay? Problem. What is the problem in a story? Let's go down and ask Farida. Farida, tell us, what is the problem in the story? I just said, you don't need to raise your hand to answer. I will call on people. Go ahead, Farida, tell us, what's the problem in the story?
The problem in the story,
Do you need help from a friend?
yeah.
Okay, sure. Use it. What's the problem in the story?
Can I answer again?
I'm sorry, who is talking?
Miss, I mean,
Go ahead, Yusuf. Tell us, what's the answer in the story?
the problem,
What's the problem in the story?
the thing that needs to be solved.
That's right. It's the thing that needs, or actually we should say something, not the thing. Something that needs to be fixed or solved. Right. That's what the problem is. Something that we need to correct. There's something going on. Something's not right and we need to fix it. Okay? You are correct, Yusuf. Thank you very much. All right, that is problem. What about solution? What is the solution in the story? Do not raise your hand to answer. I am calling on everyone. All right, Ragmini, tell us, what is the solution?
The way to fix or solve the problem.
That's exactly right. The solution is the way you fix or solve the problem. Okay? Again, these are things that we have been taking since you started in grade 3. I am expecting you to do extremely well on this exam. All right, next. We have theme. Theme. What is the theme of the story? Read.
Is the message or lesson that the author wants to read it.
That's right. It's the message or the lesson that the author wants to give. Okay, the message or the lesson that the author wants to give. You are correct. Okay. Next we have main idea. What is the main idea? Tahir, what's the main idea?
The idea, the most important idea in the story.
That's right. The most important idea. The other information that we have are details about our main idea. The most important idea in, okay? Now, sorry, the main idea. We can have a main idea of the whole story. We can have a main idea of a paragraph. We can have a main idea of a section. We can have a main idea of a page. So it depends on the way that we section off the question. I can say, what is the main idea of this paragraph? What is the main idea of the story? Okay. All right, so then we have key details. Okay, we always discuss them hand in hand because they are related. Next, we have key details. Pilar, what are key details? Hello, Pilar, good morning.
No, Samantha.
Do you know what key details are? Or would you like help from a friend?
I would like help.
Okay, sure, no problem. Help we shall get. Okay? Okay, Leela. Good morning, Leela.
Samantha.
Do you know what key details are, dear?
The details of the story.
That's right, it's the details. What do they give us information about?
A sentence.
Okay, not the sentence. They give us information about,
Main idea.
that's right. Key details give more information about the main idea. That's exactly what they do. They give us more information about the main idea. Okay, next we have connotation and denotation. Okay, let's start with connotation. What is connotation? Jumana.
Miss.
Hello, Jumana.
Hello.
Good morning. What is connotation, honey?
Um.
Need help from a friend?
I'm trying to think.
Okay. I don't have time to wait though. If you don't know, I have to move on. So do you know or no?
No.
Okay, honey, that's fine. We all forget. That's one of the reasons that we do this review. Hamza, can you tell us what is connotation?
Connotation is a feeling or idea. The feeling or idea of a meaning of a word.
Okay, so it's the feeling or idea associated with the
Associated
word.
with a word.
Means, like when someone says a word, this is what we automatically think. Like if someone says strong, we automatically think that that person is powerful, right? If someone says goofy, then we automatically think that this person plays around a lot, okay? The feeling that's associated with the word, if I say the word scrawny, scrawny means to be very thin. But when you say the word scrawny, someone thinks that the person is weak, okay? So this is the feeling that is associated with the word, not the meaning of the word, but the feeling that you get when someone says it. If I say, you're a superstar, okay, does that mean that you're actually a superstar and people revere your name and know who you are? No, it means that you've done a really great job at something. So it's the feeling that you get associated. Would you feel happy if I told you you were a superstar? Or will you feel sad? You would feel happy. The connotation, the feeling, the idea that's associated with the word superstar is something positive, something that makes you feel good, okay? All right, so that's connotation. What about denotation? What about denotation? Jenna, can you tell us? Hello, Jenna, can you hear me? Hello, Jenna. Okay, Iyad, can you?
Yes.
Okay, I think she's open now. Yes, Jenna?
Miss, I don't know the answer.
I can't hear you, honey, I'm sorry.
I don't know the answer.
Okay, I'm not sure what you said, but you closed your mic, so I'm assuming. Let me ask someone else. Iyad, can you tell us, please, what is denotation?
What?
Iyad, can you tell us what is
Yes.
denotation?
Oh, yes. The meaning of a word.
All right, it is the meaning, the definition of a word. Like when I look it up in the dictionary, what does the dictionary say? It's the meaning of the word from the
A primary meaning. A primary meaning.
I'm sorry,
Or a primary meaning.
I can't understand
Or
what you're
contrast.
saying. You're saying
I
primary?
said. What?
I can't
I
hear
said
you, honey.
I said the primary meaning in contrast to the feelings or ideas.
Okay, so this is a very fancy definition that didn't come from our book. Okay, what he said is the primary meaning, which means the actual definition that you read in the book instead of the feeling that you get. So he's relating denotation to connotation. So one of them is the definition that you would read in the dictionary or glossary. The other one is the feeling you get when you're listening to a story and you hear this word, okay? All right. After denotation, we have personification. Personification. Okay, and these are the ones that we've just taken, our last story. Our last genre was poetry that we did in class. So what is personification? Let's see. Jada, can you tell us what is personification? Hello, Jada. Jada, your mic is open, but I can't hear you. Are you there?
Yeah, Miss Amanda, can you hear me?
Can't hear you, honey. Can you raise your voice or get closer to your mic? All right, I think maybe you're having problems, so you should close your mic as well. What is personification? Farah, what is personification?
Yes.
Personification.
Personification. Is like when the human characteristics are given something that is not human.
That's exactly right. To give human characteristics to something that is not human. Like, for instance, if we say, the sun awoke high on the horizon. The sun awoke high on the horizon. Can the sun wake up? No, the sun rises. To wake up is a human quality, something that we do. If we say, the fire danced across the log. Can fire dance? No, this is a human quality. So when we take that human characteristic and we attribute it to something that is not human, this is personification, okay? All right, next we have imagery. And we made a point to explain that imagery and visualization are two different things. What is imagery? What is imagery? Adito.
When you like when you visualize the story and
You gotta
what
get closer
happened,
to your mic so I can hear you.
when you visualize what happens in the story.
Okay, imagery is not to visualize. They're different. Visualize is to create the picture in your mind. What is imagery? What is imagery? You can raise your hand if you know this one. Raise your hand to explain for me, please.